Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's a great pleasure to see all of you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Nikolai Podguzov, chairman of the Eurasian Development Bank. I serve in this position since July 2020. For me, it's a great honor to speak here. This is the first time I'm in Peking University. Very fascinating atmosphere, young faces, so thank you. I started my career about 20 years ago. Before that I got applied physics and math degree at St. Petersburg Technical University. Then I got international degree in international economic in Moscow State University for International Relationship. I started my career in Ministry of Finance of Russia, then spent 10 years with investment bank, mainly doing research, fixed income research, bond strategy. Then I switched back to the government. I work as a Deputy Minister of Economy of Russia. And after that, I was CEO of Russian Post, one of the biggest Russian companies with 3,000 employees. After Russian Post, I joined Eurasian Development Bank as a chairman in the middle of 2020. And since then, my main mission and purpose to develop Eurasian Development Bank, which is an international financial organization, aimed to promote development of our member states in Eurasia, in Central Asia. And let me share with you a few thoughts with regard to development of family of MDBs. For me, it's a great honor to speak here. Peking University is the oldest university in China. In particular, NSE is a very important institute for us to cooperate. As the major reason for me, your ownership of global database on public development banks and development financial institutions. It is the world's most comprehensive database of development financial institutions. Eurasian Development Bank in the region does the same. We support our own comprehensive database which offers insights into non-sovereign financing. We are a big expert in non-sovereign financing. In my lecture today, I will talk about the system of multilateral development banks. It is a major phenomenon. I think it is still under research in academia. I will also share my views on MDBs, on the scope of operations, types, impact, and challenges ahead. I think that probably I do not need microphone, right? Because it's too loud to speak on microphone, if you don't mind. You can hear me, right? Actually, the international institutions have a significant impact on the global economy, and they invest around $200 billion every year. They are also large providers of technical assistance, applied research, and various services to governments. MDBs play a key role in public policy and reforms in countries around the world. Definitely, face significant challenges now. Their role in the global economy, unfortunately, not growing. Investments, according to compared to GDP growth of global economy, is on the downward trend. And this issue has been recently raised during G20 discussions. So what are the goals and mandates of multilateral development banks? What is the structure of this system? What assets and portfolios do MDBs have at their disposal? What challenges do MDBs face today? So these are questions I would like to discuss today. There are more than 200 international financial organizations worldwide. These include 4 types of institutions: multilateral development banks, development funds, international development agencies, and national export-import banks, among others. MDBs play a special role in this system. The main shareholders of MDBs are their member states, the governments. China is one of the largest shareholders in AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. It participates on the leading role in New Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, several other banks, including African Development Bank or European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. The MDB family is extremely diverse. Small MDBs have average assets of around $500 million. Sub-regional MDBs have assets of around $5 billion. Regional MDBs possesses $40 billion of assets on average. And the largest MDBs possesses assets of more than $100 billion. For example, the smallest MDBs in the Pacific Island Development Bank with assets of only $20 million, and the largest is the European Investment Bank with assets of over $600 billion. MDBs as a system currently have assets amounting to nearly $2 trillion, and total capital of MDBs is more than $400 billion. Sub-regional and regional development banks are by far the largest group. These banks are present on every continent. They have knowledge and expertise in regional markets and close ties with their government shareholders. Let's take a look at the history of MDB system. There are 30 multilateral development banks around the world. This is an estimate that because some of these institutes evolved from, for example, funds in the form of banks. MDBs vary significantly in size and influence on their founding countries and regions of operations. The first MDB was the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which is now a part of the World Bank. It has been established in 1944 in Bretton Woods, following the International Monetary and Financial Conference. China-based MDBs are one of the newest one. The AIIB and NDB, they opened a new era for the global MDB system, and during last 15-20 years these banks became very active and noticeable in the universe. The main goal of MDBs is to provide development banks to provide development finance and to support market economies of their member states. Generally, they do not do business with advanced economies, only with developing economies. The goal and mandates of MDBs vary. Many MDBs aim to promote economic integration and sustainable development of their member states and regions. For example, the mission of Asian Development Bank is to foster prosperity, inclusivity, resilience, and sustainability in Asia and the Pacific. The AIIB mission is to finance infrastructure for tomorrow and sustainable development projects. Some MDBs specifically focus on assisting economic cooperation between their member states. Some explicitly help to support private sector like EBRD. Over the past decade, MDBs have grown much more than just banks. They perform a wider range of functions than commercial banks. They are complex institutions with both investment and non-investment instruments at their disposal. MDBs provide comprehensive financial support, offering borrowers a wide range of instruments from loans to grants. They provide technical assistance and training. This helps shareholder countries to work more effectively with development projects. MDBs mobilize resources for the development of national economies and regional projects. MDBs usually have their own applied research and provide advisory services to the governments. It is very important to be intellectually on top of the challenges of the global economy. That is why research is very important. The question is whether MDBs are successful in doing that. Can they better serve developing economies? How can they be more successful, more dynamic, more adaptive, and which is also very important, less bureaucratic? One of the major challenges the MDB system faces in the stagnation is the stagnation of its role in the global economy. Over the past 25 years, MDB's assets relative to GDP have fallen from 1.8 to 1.7%. The infrastructure investment gap in developing countries is huge. In order to respond to global challenges, assets and investments should go faster than the world economy. For example, last year the world economy grew 4%, but MDB's assets grew by only 2.3%, which is not enough, I think. The activities of MDBs have been the subject of active discussions. The G20 has established the International Financial Architecture Working Group. In this group, there is a dedicated subgroup on MDBs. The EDB was the only sub-regional bank which participated in the expert discussions. Its task is to propose how to make MDBs better, bigger, and more effective. Better means more effective operations, mobilization of private capital, more financing in national currencies. Bigger means more capital and innovative financial instruments. More effective means more real development impact. The working group developed a G20 roadmap. Just to make an example, to increase the capital base, the roadmap proposed using IMF special drawing rights for MDB capital. Hybrid capital based on SDRs should allow countries to contribute SDRs to boost MDB lending power. The banks and experts vote in favor. At the same time, countries and governments are reluctant to commit their SDRs to the capital of MDBs. Central banks are particularly not in favor
of this proposal. That makes for a good case study in international policy making. It is such easier not to make a decision, and making a change on the global level is a difficult task. It takes time, courage, and a lot of efforts to reach the consensus. Now let's view how MDBs operate on the example of Eurasia, the region which I know the best. We should distinguish between non-sovereign and sovereign finance. What is sovereign finance? Sovereign finance is money provided directly to the government, backed with sovereign guarantee. As for non-sovereign financing, this is the provision of loans, investments, and guarantees to the private and state companies without sovereign guarantee, and the state is not responsible for repaying such investments. Non-sovereign financing has significant advantages, as it does not is not putting the burden on public finances. It promotes productivity growth in the private sector and also offers more flexible terms. The Eurasian Development Bank focuses specifically on working with non-sovereign projects. This is our particular area of competence and expertise. That is why we have created a database on such operations for our region. Our database contains information of over 2,000 projects from 16 IFIs in 11 regional countries, and we support this database since 2008. Which long-term trends do we see? First of all, the volume of non-sovereign financing during this period has decreased by more than 17% between 2008 and 2024. That means that MDBs are less present in the economy of the region than they were at the beginning of the century. Developing countries of Eurasia are the midst of building up their transport infrastructure, electric power infrastructure. They accelerate industrial growth and build an efficient, capital-intensive agriculture. Eurasian countries want to grow not only sustainably but also rapidly. They want to eradicate poverty and build up human capital. They need all the capital they can get. The Central Asia have become a key focus for MDBs in the Eurasian region. The share of Central Asian countries in the Eurasia's non-sovereign financing increased from 18 to 63% during last 15 years. This is largely due to the pace of development in Central Asia. Financing in local currencies is growing, but this growth is not fast enough. Only 50% in nominal terms since the global financial crisis in 2008. Renewable energy has become a strategic priority for MDBs. The share of renewable energy in total financing has increased from almost 0 to 18%, but that has been done at the expense of investments for other industries, like important industries for economy of development of Central Asian countries and also agriculture. Is it correct approach? I believe that this is not 100% correct approach, as generally MDBs should increase their investment significantly, and it is important to get back to classic areas of investments in terms of sustainable industry and sustainable agriculture. As I said, our expertise lies within Eurasia and particularly Central Asia, and we have recently made some practical proposals for MDB family. How can MDBs be more useful for our common member states? Looking ahead, this is what I would suggest to do. First of all, it is important to shift financing from sovereign to non-sovereign, to put less burden on budget and provide greater flexibility. It is important to increase investments in industries and agriculture to provide rapid growth, employment, and better quality of human capital. Investments in traditional low-carbon energy is still important, including nuclear energy, conversion of energy plants from coal to gas. Water balance challenges is very acute problem for the Central Asia. In order to avoid water scarcity, the water issues should be addressed properly in Central Asia in particular, and also in the world globally. Investments in cross-border transport infrastructure projects is also crucial, as for example, Central Asian countries are most of them are landlocked and some of them are double landlocked. Local currency financing is also important, as it reduces currency risk and helps to develop local financial markets. It is important to be more active for MDBs in building data center to provide transition to the new level of global economy, which is dominated by AI. And sure, it is important for MDBs not to compete but to cooperate, because the cooperation will provide stronger synergy and to provide more effective utilization of resources. Cooperation is critical to improving the functioning of the MDB system. This is a priority for financing the Eurasian region, particularly in the countries of Central Asia. It is important to execute a huge infrastructure project just only for one international financial organization. No financial institution would be able to finance a multi-billion project alone. Development institutions should therefore work together to mobilize financial resources for such projects, and we see several areas of cooperation between MDBs. Cooperation in mobilizing capital is important. Joint activity in the capital markets, in raising funds. As I said, promoting local currency financing is very important to reduce risk for our member states. Project expertise necessary to share it, to be on the same page in terms of execution the project. Joint research is very important to open new horizons for cooperation and to combine knowledge. Coordinated technical assistance is very useful to kick off new projects together, and definitely when countries execute cross-border projects, the cooperation between MDBs is necessary to execute that type of complicated projects quite effectively. Now, let me tell a few words about the Eurasian Development Bank and the specific of our activity in the region. What task does the Eurasian Development Bank perform? In what ways does the EDB differ from other development banks? What are our strategic priorities and flagship projects? As I said, the Eurasian Development Bank is an international financial organization established in 2006 by Russia and Kazakhstan, with a headquarters in Almaty, the second largest city of Kazakhstan. We have 7 member states. The recent Uzbekistan joined the bank in April this year. Our capital is around $2.4 billion, and we invest more than $2 billion each year into the economies of our countries. It is remarkable that the level of investments every year is comparable to the size of the capital. If we look into activity of other international financial organizations, you will see that they can invest only 0.3, 0.4 capital of their capital into their member states. This is huge room for other MDBs to improve efficiency in terms of investment activity. The bank is very much Central Asia focused. Our portfolio here is around $9 billion, and Central Asia is booming economy, $500 billion economy by now. It is growing by 6% on average over the past 20 years, and there is a strong interest in the implementation of cross-border transport and energy projects with Chinese companies in the region. As China, Central Asia trade is growing rapidly. In 2021, our shareholders approved a very ambitious strategy for the bank, and we should invest around $11 billion until 2026. And I think we will be able to fulfill this strategy in full. The current strategy priorities of the bank are the following. We expect to significantly expand the membership of our bank and to bring them to double digit within the next 3-4 years. We need to add 3-4 more countries in the bank, the countries of the region, to transform the bank from sub-regional to regional level, including Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkmenistan, Mongolia probably. We also do expansion on the Middle East, and hopefully a couple of Middle East countries will join the bank as soon as next year. We also take care on small economies and member states of our bank, such as Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. As for our main sectors of investments, our sectoral priorities are transport, water and energy, infrastructure in Central Asia, and definitely food security. The Eurasian Development Bank addresses the key economic challenges of its member states. All of our member countries in Central Asia are landlocked. They need new transport infrastructure, more sustainable energy, and advances in food security. The EDB is focusing on that particular strategic priorities. We formulated the Eurasian Transport Network. This project is aimed to improve connectivity in the region. It is like skeleton facilitating the trade across Eurasia. Interconnecting transport corridors in east-west and north-south directions provide a synergy, creating additional 40% of cargo traffic. The strategic pillar is in alignment with the objectives of the Chinese Belt and Road initiatives. That is why we see big interest of Chinese companies when executing this project together with us in Central Asia. Water and energy infrastructure is crucial to develop in the region. Effective cooperation in the water and energy sectors could lead to up to 1.5% increase in the regional GDP growth per year. Ensure food security. Our research demonstrates that the countries of the Eurasian region can provide food to 600 million people, 240 million of our own population, and another additional 360 million people living in neighbor countries. Let me share thoughts on Eurasian transport network. This is the idea our bank formulated and advanced. It is a system of interconnected international transport corridors. They go both in the east-west and north-south directions. It connects China with Central Asia, Russia, Turkey, and the European Union. It is important to notice that delivery time by rail from China to Europe is only 10-12 days, but it takes three times more time via sea routes. The number of container trains traveling to and from China along the Eurasian transport network corridors increased 64% between 2014 and 2024. And in 2024, goods worth almost $30 billion were transported along the Central Asian corridor. The share of middle corridor, which goes across Central Asia, has increased significantly. Compared to 2023, the number of transported containers increased 13 times. This is huge untapped potential for trade in the north-south directions between Central and South Asia, Central Asia and the Middle East. I think that for China, the development of land links with the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan and India is also critical. One of the most ambitious projects is the construction of China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan railway. The project is expected to cost around $5 billion, and this route will strengthen economic ties between China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan and Turkmenistan. This is again fully compliance with the principles of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Eurasian Development Bank business model is based on raising capital on international capital markets. Currently, we are actively working in the markets of Kazakhstan, China, and the United Arab Emirates. EDB is currently collaborating with China in the capital market. We are working closely with local banks and financial institutions here. EDB is considering the Chinese debt market as a potential financing source, including the issuance of debt instruments. In early September, the leading Chinese rating agency CCXI confirmed the EDB credit rating at the highest level in local scale and A- according to international scale. We cooperate with other international banks, including, for example, Islamic Development Bank. We're going to establish Islamic window in the bank. We actually quite active in the region, and by now the Eurasian Development Bank become a leader in non-sovereign finance in the region. Of course, such banks as AIIB and ADB and the World Bank also provide a lot of sovereign loans directly to the government, but we do lead in the provision of loans to private sector. This year we will invest another $2.6 billion in the economy of our member states. Actually, what is important to me? First of all, it is important to me that you get acquainted with the Eurasian Development Bank, which operates in Eurasian region, the neighboring region to China. All member states of our bank have China as the biggest trade partner. A lot of MDBs operate in the world, in the global economy, but some of them and most of them are competing to each other. At the same time, the global infrastructure needs are huge, and there is no room for competition. There is a room for cooperation, and once we see multilateral development banks to cooperate more, I think we will see significant increase in their activity and investment process. Also, I would like to say that we inherited the global system of MDBs from 1994, when World Bank has been established, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development has been established, and these banks has been established on principles of global economy, which operates as a one body. But we see that the political tensions spoiled this system, and the banks switched from cooperation to competition. That is why I think it is very important to develop regional banks which know the regional challenges the best. And I think that new Chinese-based bank like Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank or New Development Bank or Eurasian Development Bank can set up a network, and within this network they can invest into infrastructure and to address challenges in the region better than other bigger banks. That is why it is important to work together, to cooperate, to exchange knowledge, to exchange experience, and I believe that we will be able to meet all global challenges for the region. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for opportunity to speak here. I will be happy to answer your questions, and once you want, you can send us emails. We can exchange contacts and cooperate further. And once again, thank you very much to Peking University for providing such a unique opportunity to speak here.